ンステージ。あら、拍手が少ないですね。ギャルオンステージ。さあ、ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。さあ、ということで、ね、この暑い暑い中ではありますが、朝から涼しげなね、彼女たちに登場していただいてですね、皆さんにご挨拶、そしてお写真を撮っていただこうというところでありますが、どんどん始めていっちゃっていいかな？はい。いいかな？あ、わかりました。ありがとうございます。さあ、それではですね、トップバッターからご紹介していきましょうね。準備は OK かな？いきますよ。まずはトップバッター、ティーズスクエアグッドライフ DJR からゆりちゃん、どうぞ。さあ、どうぞ。それではですね、真ん中に立っていただいて、ちょうどここね。はい。それではゆりちゃん、どうぞチーム紹介お願いします。
おはようございます。ティーズスクエアグッドライド DJR 所属スピードマスターガールズのゆりです。私は870番花輪明宏選手を応援しています。車両は、チーム監督でありオーナーの高木監督自らが作成した V935 エンジン搭載の BMW-Z4 です。本日はグッドライド様のブースにて車両を展示させていただいておりますので、ぜひグッドライド様のブースに遊びにいらしてください。よろしくお願いいたします。
はい、ありがとうございます。いいですね、朝から爽やかでね。ではゆうちゃん、お写真を撮っていただきましょう。では皆さん、ファンの皆さんよろしいですか？カウントダウンいきますよ。それではゆりちゃんの撮影会どうぞスタート。さあ、ということでまずはトップバッターね、可愛らしい可憐な感じがしますよね。はい、
爽やか。
ポーズも可愛くてですね、はい、いいですね。今日も暑い中でゆうちゃん頑張ってくれますか？あ、はいはい、いい笑顔です。はい、さあ、よろしいですか皆さん、よろしいですか？カウントダウンいきます。5、4、3、2、1、終了ということで、トップバッターティーンスクエアグッドライド DCR からゆりちゃんでした。ありがとうございます。いいですね、なんだかね、涼しげでね。あなたたちは大丈夫ですか？涼しげですか？
涼しげじゃないね。
涼しげですか？あなたたちは大丈夫ですか？
涼しげではないかも。
涼しげではない。
顔に汗をかいているかもしれない。
さあ、それでは続いてご紹介していきましょうね。いけるかな？気になるパフォーマンスオイルから菊池優ちゃんに白崎司ちゃんです。どうぞ。さあ、またまたね、長身のスレンダーなお二人がやってまいりました。さあ、ではそれではもう少し前に出ていただいて、はい、ご紹介の方お願いします。どうぞ。
皆さんおはようございます。ケノールガールの白崎司と
菊池優です。
ケノールは 100% フランスのオイルで、ヨーロッパではル・マン24をはじめフォーミュラーレースや GT、
二輪レースでは MotoGP など数多くのレースで使用され、ユーロナスカーシリーズではマンメイクでレースが開催されるなど今注目されているオイルです。
フォーミュラドリフトジャパンではカーナンバー33笹山選手、カーナンバー80小松選手、カーナンバー3番今前田選手、
カーナンバー530番松山選手、カーナンバー111番日比野選手、カーナンバー61番山中選手を応援しています。皆さんも一緒に6名のドライバーの応援をよろしくお願いします。
はい、上手にできました。ありがとうございます。じゃあオイルは持ったままがいいかな。じゃあもう少し前出てくれます？もう一歩ぐらい出れる？はい。さあ、それではね、フォトセッションいきましょう。どうぞ。さあ、ということで、ケンデルパフォーマンスオイル、フランスのオイルなんですよ。たくさんのね選手が使っているというところで好評なわけですが、さあ、井上瑞奈ちゃんと赤木愛理沙ちゃんのお二人です。ごめんなさい、菊池優ちゃんと白崎司ちゃんでした。大変失礼しました。はい、いいかな。いろいろポーズは大丈夫？大丈夫。さあ、カウントダウンいきますよ。5、4、3、2、1、終了ということで、ケンドルパフォーマンスオイルから菊池優ちゃん、白崎司ちゃんでした。ありがとうございました。はいね、長身でねスレンダーでというお二人、まだまだ涼しげでしたが、はい。さあ、続いてお呼びしましょう。クスコレーシング高崎クスコから井上瑞奈ちゃんに赤木愛理沙ちゃんです。どうぞ大きな拍手を。はい、じゃあちょっと一歩だけ前出てくださいね。
コレーシングです。クスコは1977年創業の総合アフターパーツメーカーです。今年は4大体制で参戦します。
ナンバー 77GR86 kusaba 選手、ナンバー 770GR86 金田選手、
ナンバー771番 GR ヤリス箕輪選手、ナンバー774番 GR スープラ松山選手。
そして今年度クスコレーシングを応援する私たちが高崎クスコちゃんズです。はい、私がみーちゃんこと井上瑞奈です。
アリーこと赤木ありさです。
それでは本日決勝も熱い応援をよろしくお願いします。
はい、可愛らしい、ありがとうございました。それではね、みずなちゃん、ありさちゃんのねお写真を撮っていただきましょう。もうちょっと前出てくれる。はい、ギリギリまで。はい、ありがとうございます。それではフォトセッションどうぞ。クスコレーシング、高崎クスコちゃんから、クスコちゃんからね、はい、井上瑞奈ちゃんに赤木ありさちゃんです。毎回ね、ラウンドの時にも登場してですね、いろんなことやってくれますが、またまた楽しみにしていきたいと思います。さあ、よろしいですか、よろしいですか。カウントダウンいきますよ。5、4、3、2、1、終了。クスコレーシング高崎クスコちゃんから井上瑞奈ちゃんに赤木ありさちゃんでした。ありがとうございました。涼しげ涼しげね、ねえ、こんなに汗かいてるのに、
なんか日が出てきて皆さんちょっと大変そうですね。
ねえ、本当にちょっと前行こう。いや朝から本当にですね、暑い一日が始まっているわけですけどもね。はい、場内の皆さんは熱中症対策忘れないようにお願いしますね。さあ次スタンバイできたかな。4名一緒にやってまいりますよ。3名だ。はい、さあ準備ができたようですよ。お呼びしましょうね。まずはリンロンタイヤドリフトチームオレンジから広瀬咲ちゃんに鈴木奈美ちゃん、そしてアトラスタイヤドリフトチーム福島からは佐々木萌香ちゃんです。どうぞ。はいはい、おはようおはよう、いつものみんなですね。はい、おはようございます。センターがね、ここね、センターここ、はいはい、いい感じで分かれてくださいよ。それではチーム紹介どうぞ。
皆さんおはようございます。チーム福島チームオレンジです。クイーンの佐々木萌香です。
鈴木奈美です。
広瀬咲です。私たちが応援するのはリンロンタイヤドリフトチームオレンジカーナンバー4小橋正則選手、カーナンバー57カンタ選手。
リンロンタイヤドリフトチームオレンジアジアカーナンバー35夏翔子選手、ミスター DIY リンロンタイヤチームオレンジカーナンバー56リンリン選手、
そしてアトラスタイヤドリフトチーム福島カーナンバー311末永直人選手です。今年は新型フェアレディ RZ34 でシリーズチャンピオンを目指して戦います。
タイヤはもちろんリンロンタイヤの新製品フラッシュヒーローで戦います。ぜひ皆さん熱い応援を
よろしくお願いします。そしてこのステージ裏にチームのステージ裏で
この後物販を行います。
ぜひ遊びに来てください。
来てください。
あら、可愛らしい。ありがとうございましたね。まあうるさい中でしたけどもね、コメントもしっかり伝えられましたということで、それではフォトセッションいきましょうね。よろしいですか。それではスタートということで、この後は物販がこの後行われます。このステージ裏でということもしっかり伝えた、広瀬咲ちゃんに鈴木奈美ちゃんに佐竹萌香ちゃんです。いろいろね、この3人も、ラウンド中にはこう映像に登場してねやってくれますけども、可愛らしい3人です。さあよろしいですか、よろしいですか。それではカウントダウンいきます。5、4、3、2、1、終了ということで、リンロンタイヤドリフトチームオレンジから広瀬咲ちゃん、鈴木奈美ちゃん、そしてアトラスタイヤドリフトチーム福島からは佐々木萌香ちゃんでした。ありがとうございました。大きな拍手お願いしますね。可愛らしい、また涼しげでございますよ。はい、さあということで、全てのフォトセッションが終了となりました。
なんかなんなら今日自己紹介もやってないんですよね。
名乗らせてもらってもいいですか。
知ってたなんだ、知ってたかじゃあね、せっかくですからお二人もね、ご紹介、自己紹介いきますか。
いいですか。
はい、それでは自己紹介どうぞ。
はい、
会場ではステージの進行、そして配信ではピットレポートを行ってます。モーターゲームスガールズのみおりすこと青石みおりです。よろしくお願いします。
Good morning, guys. Thanks for coming and watching early this morning. I'm Marina. 皆さんこんにちは、マリナです。これからピットリポートとか進行をやらせていただきます。マリリンと呼んでください。朝からありがとうございます。
はい、ということでフォトセッションやってみるかい？
やってみていいですか？お願いしたい。
初めてじゃないのよ。
2人ともフォトセッションタイムどうぞ。マイク？はい、じゃあ預かるの。はい、いいよ。はいこっち。じゃあ真ん中ちょっと立ってね、はい、素敵な笑顔でお写真撮っていただきましょう。今日ね、マリリンもそれからミオリスもですね、この暑い中ですがファンの皆さんと一緒にモーターゲームス楽しんでくれると思いますよ。はい、いい笑顔ですね。どうぞモーターゲームス、番組の方もですね皆さん楽しみにしていてください。毎週月曜日9時から30分番組 J スポーツ3です。さあよろしいでしょうか？あ、まだ向こう、はい、右側、はい、大きな球を持ってきてますね。レンズ持ってきてます。さあよろしいでしょうか？はい、ありがとうございます。5、4、3、2、1終了というところでモーターゲームスサポートガールのマリリン、そして、みよりさんお二人もですねご紹介させていただきました、ということでもう間もなく、トップ30にトーナメントの方も始まってまいりますので、このライブ配信ご覧の、皆さんもですねぜひお楽しみにしていただきたいのとともに、会場に足を運んでくださっているファンの皆さん本当にありがとうございます。暑い中ですが一緒に楽しんでいきたいと思います。どうぞよろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
革新のカーボンベゼル、Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。 The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
究極の静かさと安全性、オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ、その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性、世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである。高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ
バリのタイヤ。 opportunities.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
Made in Japan. Breed.
At a brand new bend unit all the way through, just throws up on the early
In a world of extremes, this is where they're refined. The real deal. Cusco.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
水槽だ。
Welcome, Drift fans all around the world to the 2023 G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan Round 5 here at Gransnow Okuibuki in the Shiga Prefecture. We're about to kick off the top 32.
And I would have to say we were very, very fortunate to be able to be here at this beautiful venue, usually a ski resort during the winter, but open to car enthusiasts during the summer and the spring and the fall. And the weather is great. It is hot. It's humid. If you've ever been to Japan, you know it's really humid in Japan during the summer. But,
exactly. I got to cut you off, though. Look at the backdrop we have here to us right here. This is the backside. You're looking right now at the track, and behind us, you got the beautiful ski resort, just like Robbie said. Amazing facility out here. And
we're to the left. The pits are to the right. The grandstand is to the top right of that.
And there we are right here.
There you go. You see us at the judging stand here. We got Tom Saiba speaking and Nobuteru Taniguchi also speaking for the Japanese side of live stream. And Yoichi Momura, our FD Japan judge, he will be joining them and making some comments as well. So if you want to check out the Japanese live stream, go ahead and check that out from the FD Japan.
For sure. Yeah, check them out. Give them some love. Give them a little DM in there in the chats. But like always, we'll be on our chat, checking out what you guys got to say and, you know, comments and checking out who you think is going to be there to be the winner. But I have a guarantee that there's probably going to be a lot of one more times today. But yeah, beautiful weather, perfect conditions, and it's going to be an insane smoke show today in this Ring of Fire out here. But here we are. I'll be commentating. Alongside me is going to be Robbie Nishida, which is going to be also judging. So double heading right there. Double
we also have Sean Adriano from California here to be one of our guest judges. Welcome. He said thank you.
All right, here we are, our top 5 qualifiers right here. First up, you got number 21 coming all the way from the East Coast in the Lexus IS 500 with Team Kazama. The power vehicles, you got Ken Gushi. Look at that beautiful job filling that outer zone 1 right there. Man, and this is a boat for this tight of a track. For him to nimble this car through these zones is amazing, because look at that right there. Filling that zone completely, bringing it back around into that outer zone 4.
He loses end plate, scraping that wall, so you know how close he was, how tight he was on the line. Now coming in 4th in qualified, car number 31 from Shibata Racing, Yokohama, driving the GR86 is Kodai Sobagiri. Look at that angle that he throws in. Very consistent. This driver has been on the podium multiple times this year, so pretty sure he is going to go for the top spot here this weekend for the tandem as well.
Exactly. He's also sitting 3rd in points right now overall in the series, so we'll see how he's going to do. He's got a tough bracket ahead of him, though. Right here, qualifying 3rd, number 36 in the BMW E92, the TMS Racing Team Cylon tire right there. You got Kazumi Takahashi. Beautiful job right there. And he right now is sitting 2nd in points, so it's really cool seeing these cars, the top 5 contenders, you know, being top in the brackets or top in the leaderboard.
Yeah, so it's all about how many points you get, because they're very, very tight on the championship race, and qualifying high will make or break it. And here we go, the young driver that just turned 14 is Hiroya Minoa, driving the GR from Cusco Racing. He qualified 2nd and tied with 1st because of the 2nd best run. He got an incomplete for a 2nd run, but his 1st run was a 94-point run. Very beautiful.
And here it is right here. Right now, 4th overall in points, number 4 in the GR Super, Linglong Tire Drift, Team Orange. Right here, you got Masanori Kohashi. It's insane because he came in 81 on his first qualify run and came out with a 94, and it came down to pressure on Hiroya, the last runner, getting an incomplete on his 2nd run. So he just got it by a skim of his teeth.
Yeah, so Kohashi, you said being 4th in the series, Minoa being 1st in the series, and Takahashi being 2nd and Sobagiri in 3rd. It's just really tight. All the drivers are up here in the top 5.
Exactly, and it really shows that this is a track that all these drivers enjoy.
Yeah, so you saw him that was pretty much full counter, no adjustment, perfectly executed by Kohashi at the outside zone 1. That was a very, very beautiful run because I remember he got a full style score, I believe. So Imamura has left the chat room.
No,
all right, so yeah, that was the top 5 videos of our yesterday's qualified. So yes, we are going to be doing tandem, and the championship race is going to be very, very exciting after this round too, to see who's going to be coming in, sitting on the podium. And I'm pretty sure all these drivers are gunning for the podium, but there's multiple drivers that's been on a few podiums in a row. Let's see if Sobagiri could actually make his 3rd podium in a row, because he was 3rd then 2nd.
Exactly.
And let's see if he's going to make it
3rd
to the
at
top
Fuji, 2nd at Sugo. Hopefully he'll get 1st out here, but we'll see. It's a lot of pressure on him, but like Robbie said, we have 11 drivers right now competing for the top spot. They're within 100 points of one another, and right there you can see it. It goes down from 156 all the way up to 248 right now in the rankings, and you got Hiroya Minoa leading the pack at 248. This isn't including yesterday's qualified points, so there's a little bit of adjustments, but not too much through these stacks.
Yeah, so as you see, they're 100 points away, and yes, it will be a very, very far, hard battle for even Kusaba being 11th or Matsuyama being 10th to make it to the champion, to become a champion this year for the 2023 season. But it's possible. Anything is possible. We're talking about drifting.
Exactly, and we've seen everything change last minute on us, so we'll see how it's going to go today for these drivers right here. If you're curious, you can check out the bracket online. And we also have the top 32 bracket in the chat room here on the YouTube channel. So if you're not watching on the YouTube channel, click over to the YouTube channel, go to Formula Drift. You can check it out, and they're right there on the top. There you'll see the bracket, the little, the link to the bracket. There you go.
All right, so we have some exciting announcements, and I think we're going to have you guys see that real quick. But
see, they tell Robbie things, and they don't tell me nothing.
No, they tell me things, but they don't go to it, so it's kind of like... So I'll just wait till it happens. But yeah, talking about the top 32, I think every year all these drivers are figuring it out and figuring out the tracks. So we're making small changes in the tracks, but at the same time, I think the tandem level is becoming better and better and better every round. Now we're going to go ahead and go to our exciting announcement.
So, it says
all right,
August 28th.
Yeah, 28th of August, we're going to have a major announcement. I don't even know what that was about, but it says major announcement.
It almost looked like a glitch in the system. So I'm not sure if it was a glitch, but hey, it's for y'all to figure out and find out what's going to happen. August 28th, they're going to let you know what the good news is coming forward for Formula Drift Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's going to be on social media. So the end of the month. It's almost end of the month, actually.
Exactly.
Maybe like in a week, we will be announcing something exciting coming up and brewing right now in FD Japan. So, guys,
we'll see how that's going to go. But
stay
hey,
put.
You know what? Let's give a little history of what happened last year here. Last year, we had Wataru Masuyama. He ended up taking the championship out here, winning it all, but he was going against Daigo Saito at the end. Daigo kind of gave him a really tough battle, but he was able to conquer him. And then third was Hokuto Matsuyama. And right there, you got the fans out here, but yeah, Matsuyama's out here. He's in a different platform, not in the GR86, he's in an A90 Supra. So we're going to see how he's going to perform. But then, trickling right along, you had Yukio Fausto just missing the podium. So hopefully we'll see him podium out here today. But like they're talking on the PA system, that right there, some of the spectators that are still trickling in, you got them right there, right outside of outer zone 1. And right here, this is a view right outside of outer zone 3. Huge sweeper. This is a huge, not huge, but this is a very big problem area.
There's a lot of dynamics in this track because you're coming up the hill on the straightaway. It's an uphill, and it's very, very steep. And they have to, throw the car into, going towards this rock stone wall. And you have to make sure that you do it perfectly where you do initiate, where you have to initiate, so you don't go too far into the wall. Now you cross this bridge, and what you saw was the horseshoe area. Coming out of the horseshoe, we will be going across, or they cut the finish line short now, so you won't be going back across the bridge, but right at the end of the horseshoe, you're done. So there's a lot of you build a lot of speed going into the first outer zone. After that, it's pretty much you're staying on the same,
pace pretty much, yeah.
Pace, yeah. Then after that, you kind of slow down because you have to do a turn around this horseshoe, and there's a lot of speed difference and pace changes.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the major problem right there. Area is going to be the entry to outer zone 3. But hey, you know what? Let's see this first battle kick off. See how the pace is going to be set today for top 32, round 5, Gransnow Okuibuki for the G-Shock Presents Formula Japan Series. And here we are, right here. You have Masanori Kohashi, number 1 in qualifying, getting a 94, going against the 32nd qualifier, number 212, Yutaro Oe. Oe coming around, trying to get that close proximity. Oh, Kohashi coming in hard with the angle in outer zone 1. Oe trying to make up for that lack of proximity through outer zone 1, bringing it back around in this outer zone 3 here. Kohashi laying down a solid line through that zone, being real deep in that outer zone 3, and Oe just kind of struggling in and out with proximity throughout that track. Oe taking a real shallow line there, getting thrown off from outer zone 1 into that outer zone 2. Here's a bird's eye view. Look how much angle Kohashi's coming in, and there's a correction right there by Kohashi, which might have caused a little bit for Oe to kind of hold back after he was flying through outer zone 1, setting him offline for outer zone 2.
So that's the risk you have to take when you're doing something with that much angle, and he wasn't able to pull it off just like he did at qualifying. Now that wavering, that looks like it caused Oe to lose momentum going to outside zone 1 to 2. And most likely, the judges, we might have to put that on the lead run.
Yeah, like Robbie was saying, Kohashi was coming in hot to outer zone 1, a little bit too much angle halfway through. He had to make an adjustment, but Oe was taking the right angle toward that outer zone 1 to sweep around, but unfortunately, he had to make a correction due to Kohashi's correction. And here they are, swapping their roles. Oe is going to be in the lead this time. Kohashi is in the chase, and Kohashi already aggressive right there into that 3-2-1, into outer zone 1. A little bit of a waiver from Oe right there in outer zone 1, bringing it in, filling that zone beautifully. Nice job. Kohashi keeping that close proximity through Oe right there, taking a little bit of a shallower line in that changed position. Let's check out this replay.
Yeah, so right here, looks like Kohashi's being a little careful. Leaves outside zone 1 early. And the proximity, it's pretty close, but right here, leaving outside zone 3 early as well. Now, Oe not throwing so much angle, I wouldn't say that was the most beautiful run for him, but he does run the right line that he has to stay on the outside zone and fill the zones correctly. So, yeah, this is going to be a close one with all the mixes of mistakes and also the incompleteness that we have by some areas on both these drivers. We'll go ahead and talk about it after we see what the judges have to say.
All right, here's the overview right here. Kohashi making a correction too due to Oe in the front and outer zone 1. And then you can see at the end, Kohashi doesn't even make it into this outer zone 4 here. Coming around, taking a super shallow line.
Yeah, look at how far Kohashi was from outside zone 4. He wasn't even in the box.
All right, we'll see what the rest of the judges are going to say right here. This is the first battle of top 32. Who will be moving on? Is it going to be Kohashi in the A90 Super or Oe in the RX-7?
Yeah, so I think one of the judges is asking for a side-by-side, so we'll go ahead and check this out again. Yeah, there was... Honestly, I was expecting a little bit more, but there was a lot of major mistakes in both these drivers. A lot of angle right there, a little bit of a pullback by Kohashi. Now, Oe loses his momentum going to outside zone 2, and we were going to most likely put that on the lead car, but at the same time, in the lead position, Oe not making any huge errors, not the most, not the number 1 qualifying run, a little bit of waiver here and there, but Kohashi also not sealing the deal by taking the correct line he should be as a chase vehicle. He's kind of lunging a little bit too forward to be close, but also the closeness wasn't even that much.
Exactly, so we'll see. You can see the replay side by side between these two. I think Kohashi's biggest mistake in the lead was taking that aggressive angle there because he had to make the adjustment. We've seen all the drivers out here complete that hard angle flick, and let's see what the rest of the judges. Imamura is going to go with a one more time. Nishida is going to be with a one more time. And there you are. You're going to see a one more time battle right here, starting us off on top 32. We're getting a one more time battle between these two drivers.
Yeah, so that's what we always talk about. Trying to do something close to a backwards entry is a big risk. And if you pull it off, it's great. It's wonderful. But at the same time, when you screw it up, you pretty much mess up what the chase car is going to do because you're pretty much coming to a pause or you're almost parking it because you're losing so much momentum at the exit of the outside zone 1. And so that being said, Oe getting left behind from outside zone 1 to 2, we put that on the lead car. But at the same time, Oe's in the rest of the track, pretty much it's a wash. Oe in the chase position, the lead position, not many mistakes, but not a perfect run. And at the same time,
Kohashi kind of cut it short on the second half,
a little bit too much, and not giving us that tandem that we're looking for. It's either, a small line but super close, or far but on the same line, a lot of angle. There's so many variations that we are looking at, but it was not enough, I think, in the chase position.
And like you say every time, whenever you get kicked offline right off the bat from outer zone 1, it kind of messes the rest of the track up for you. Yeah. That's what happened to Oe right there.
All the tracks we have, and it is designed. The first run, I'm sorry, not the first run, but the run up, and everything is pretty much on the straightaway and the first turn. That kind of determines most of the track, because if you get left there or something happens there, you're pretty much screwed for the rest of the lap. So we're gonna have to see that one more time.
All right, we're ready for this next battle, just like you guys are in the chat. And here we are. It's going to be a Good Ride Motorsports battle between these two drivers. You got 111 Tetsuya Hibino. He's going to be going against Wataru Masuyama. Masuyama won last year here at Okuibuki, and he actually got first in qualified too. So he got first in qualified and won out here. So we're going to see how he's going to do against his teammate here, which has been a very aggressive all practice. And here he is coming around into this outer zone 1 right here. Nice job. Threw it all the way through. Masuyama trying to keep that close proximity to him, bringing it back around into this outer zone 3 here. And man, it's like we're watching a Good Ride demo video right now.
That's what I was about to say. This is like a demo footage that Good Ride is showing us. Now, a small few things that I would like to point out. Looks like Hibino does okay. He does a good job at outside zone 1 from when he's leaving from outside zone 1 to 2. I think he grips up a little bit, and then he misses his opportunity landing outside zone 2 clean. Man, I can't remember. I can't remember the names today. Masuyama in the chase position, he is applying pressure mostly throughout the track, and it looks like he's doing a pretty good job mimicking, not the angle, but mimicking the line where Hibino is driving in front of him. So it's going to be up to what's going to happen when they switch places.
Yeah, I think for Hibino, his strategy is going to have to be being a little bit deeper in the zones in that chase, but at the same time closing the proximity a little bit more. But we'll see here, because that's a lot for Masuyama, because Masuyama's got to throw down a solid lead run, because Hibino had a pretty nice one for his go-around. And here they are, Masuyama coming through the chicane, now approaching the 3-2-1 right here. And here it is right here, coming around into that outer zone 1. Nice job by the lead, filling all of outer zone 3, bringing it back around. Nice job. Oh, this is going to make it tough for the judges today. Proximity was about the same all the way through from the lead to lead, chase to chase between these two. We're going to have to see what the judges have to say for the rest of the portion of the run. And you can see how Hibino was a little shallow right there through that outer zone 1 in the chase and outer zone 2.
Yeah, so we have to see, in order to do well in the chase position, you need a good leader. So a good chase always happens from a good leader. And I would have to say, running the full line by Masuyama here definitely gives Hibino a chance to do a good chase. Now, Masuyama filling the zones correctly on outside zone 1 and 2, not wavering, is going to be a big, huge deficit here in what the judges are going to be making their decisions upon.
And here's the side-by-side view, what you can see. Early on, Masuyama filling that zone, bringing it back around, filling it all the way out to the edge. And like we said before, the GR Yaris, it has no rear end to it, really. You have to really put that car where you need to place it. And just like y'all are saying in the chat, yeah, this is a 2J and a VR battle between these two. VR stuffed under that 400Z while that GR Yaris has a 2J. And here we are. Imamura is going to go right. Nishida is going to go right. And there you are right there. Wataru Masuyama is going to get the win. And he is going to be moving on to the top 16. Very unfortunate. Tetsuya Hibino, he's been doing a killer job all day long. During morning practice yesterday and Friday's practice, coming in with hard angle, being very aggressive, but unfortunately he won't be moving on. So we'll see how Masuyama is going to do and who is he going to battle. We'll have to wait.
Pretty much that's, Masuyama won the win pretty much, or won the lead run right there. And that's probably the most easiest explanation that we can give you. And, Hibino showing us, showcasing the nice angle and everything, but, the completeness of the run compared to, his practice runs that we saw yesterday is not enough.
All right, next at the line, they're already going right now. You got Roy Okabe going against Mao Yamanaka right here. Both previous FDJ2 drivers. Here they are bringing it back around, battling it out here in the Pro Series, coming around. Okabe doing a beautiful job in that lead, but right there, Yamanaka bringing it back around, keeping that close proximity, a little bit shallow there through that outer zone 3.
All right, so it looks like Okabe was running a very wide line, and outside zone 1 looks like Yamanaka, outside zone 2 as well. Yamanaka not being able to get on the same line. Now he finally gets into formation and starts to get onto Okabe's line at outside zone 3, but that might be a little too late in the chase position. And Okabe, very, obviously he's not fast, but we don't, always look for fast and speedy. We're always looking for a good, nice angle and a good line. And it looks like Okabe's doing his job as a lead position, and Yamanaka, he's going to have to step up his lead here, because he's going to have to actually beat Okabe in the lead here, because his chase didn't look super strong.
Exactly. Okabe has been doing a phenomenal job progressing throughout the season, getting better and better, especially in his lead position. But we're going to see how he stepped it up for the chase, because this time around it's going to be Mao Yamanaka in the lead in his good ride A90 Supra, while Okabe's in his Team Kazama with Power Vehicles JZX100. Both 2J powered. We're going to see how this second portion of the battle is going to go for these two drivers. The third battle, the top 32, and here they are. Yamanaka coming in hot into that outer zone 1. Okabe's got to close that proximity, and here he is bringing it around, not able to get all the way out to that outer zone 2 for the chase, coming around into the outer zone 3. Dialed in the proximity a little bit more, but is it going to be enough?
All right, you know what? I think Yamanaka probably knew what he was doing, and he did put up a pretty good lead run here. He does fill the outside zone fairly well, outside zone as well, and Okabe nowhere near having to take a shallower line, and finally gets into formation outside zone 3, but it looks like he's taking a much shallower line than Yamanaka when he was in his chase position. And this straightaway being left and having this gap, Okabe filling outside zone 1 better than Yamanaka when he was in his lead position, but he falls out of line outside zone 2 and the beginning of outside zone 3. And the gap that was created at the beginning might be a big thing in this call this time.
Yeah, exactly. He sacrificed a lot coming around, and you can see, like Robbie said, after outer zone 1, he took a real shallow line to that outer zone 2 and transitioning into outer zone 3, trying to make up for it. And right there, that's when he dove in, closed the proximity, but I think it was a little bit too late for him to do that, because he kind of left that behind on that straightaway, like you were saying.
Yeah, so we have to.
So we'll see. Robbie's getting some final looks here. And you can see the side-by-side, lead to lead, chase to chase.
Yeah, so here it is. The judges made their decision.
Here, Imamura going right, Nishida going right, and Adriana going right. All three judges. Mao Yamanaka is going to get the win and move on to the top 16.
Congratulations to Mao Yamanaka. He's beating, actually, Okabe is his friend off track too. So that was a friend battle, I think. Okabe this wasn't even an easy win for Yamanaka either, because that was actually pretty close to one more time, in my opinion.
Exactly. And yeah, like you were saying, they do a lot of sim together and all that. So it's crazy to see that. We see that a lot out here, and a lot of these drivers hang out with each other. But next up, these two drivers here, you got number 80, Yuta Komatsu. He's going to be going against the 2022 Thailand Drift Champion, Ming Ming.
Yes, and these drivers, like you said, Thailand, Ming Ming's all the way from Thailand, just coming to FD Japan for this.
Here he is coming around. Hopefully he didn't give Yuta Komatsu too much of a lead there. He's got to close that proximity. Komatsu really wide on that outer zone one, bringing it back around from, oh! Contact made right there in the transition, over-rotating his car for Komatsu.
Wow. Yeah, it looks like he was gripped up because outside zone 1 to 2, he almost had pretty much no angle. Around here, no angle. Then
way too hard.
Probably it's harder to go from shallow angle to a lot of angle, and probably couldn't keep the car from over rotating. And at the outside zone, beginning of outside zone 3, Komatsu over rotating.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. This is earlier on this weekend, Komatsu took contact to the outer zone 1. Right after that, you saw how he took it wide. He did that once before during practice and made contact with the wall, having just a little bit of cosmetic damage, but it looks like this contact that he just got made with Ming Ming probably did a little bit more than cosmetic. It looks like possibly, I got to see the angle and everything, but possibly an arm or something, and they're checking it out right now. Or maybe it could be cosmetic again.
Yeah, so it looked like the contact happened, and there might be like a broken tie rod or something, I think.
I think they're going to tape the bumper up, and it might be fine.
Oh. Did his car die? Maybe that's what happened. Because it doesn't look like suspension has as much damage. Yeah, let me go ahead and try to find out.
Yeah, Robbie could talk to the tech guys, see if they could give us information on what's going on with Komatsu's car or what happened in that situation. Obviously, you can see how he over-rotated, but maybe he had to shut down. Looks like everything's good here. But yeah, if y'all want to follow along on the bracket, right there is going to be the link for the bracket. You can follow along. This is the 4th battle, left side of the bracket, top 32. We're going to have a one more time battle against the 2 first drivers here. You got number 4, Masanori Kohashi and Ryutaro Oe. They're going to be battling it back out. They have a one more time battle between the 2. So far, we have Wataru Masuyama moving on, but he's waiting on who's going to battle it out against. And then before this battle started out, you have Mao Yamanaka. He went ahead and knocked out Roy Okabe. But this battle that we just saw, the first half of it was Yuta Komatsu. He was in the lead while you had Ming Ming in the chase. And unfortunately, it looks like Komatsu over-rotated with his transition from outer zone 2 to outer zone 3, causing him to spin out and Ming Ming making contact to his front right of his vehicle. So they're taking a look at it. And we'll see how it's going to...
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out... The car doesn't run right now, and that's the only information I can get. So... let's go ahead and move along to the next battle.
Exactly. So we'll see if Komatsu's team can get his car squared away to get the second part of that battle happening. But it looks like right now Ming Ming's got the advantage over him due to that over-rotation. So Komatsu and Ming Ming's car, the S15 and the IS, both running a 2J. And you can see right there, his spotter that's guiding him in right now. Ultimo, he's actually an FDJ2 driver driving an IS300 or an Altezza with a 2J built by, you know, the Komatsu racing team. So they're a team together. They make it happen. They're both running this series and the FDJ2 series, which I'm speaking of. FDJ2 and FDJ3 will be back here at Okuibuki next weekend for the next round of FDJ2 and FDJ3. But yeah, it looks like.
All right, so I think we're going to go back to, we're going to revisit the one more time by Kohashi and Oe. I think they should be getting ready. So we'll see who's going to be the winner for that first.
Exactly, who's going to be battling out to Masuyama, because Masuyama's already moved on. So we're going to see who's going to battle him in the top 16. Just waiting for it to happen.
So, how you doing today?
It got to that awkward silence for us.
Yeah, I mean, just waiting for them to be finished with their burnout right here. You got the FD, the new GR Supra, both sports cars. You know, there's probably like a 25-year or maybe like a 20-year difference in these two, but they're both sports cars, sports coupes. So.
But yeah, I'm going to throw it out there. We got the chat going on. I'm reading some of the comments. I'll try to answer a few here and there just to stay, be in tune with what's going on and what questions y'all have out there. But hands down to Joyce out there. She's the one that's answering your questions. She's out there responding, making it happen, getting y'all the brackets, keeping you guys in tune with what's going on out here.
Much love to the FDUS family. We love you, Joyce. Thank you for listening to us. And thank you to you guys watching the live stream as well. But we're about to get the first battle of the top 32 started. Actually, the one more time.
Exactly. So here we are, Masanori Kohashi qualifying first with a 94, going against the 32nd qualifier, 212, Yotaro Oe. Oe was in an S15 last year. He almost hit me last year, but here he is this year in an RX-7, which is his dad's car. And he's killing it in the car. But look at this. Looks like he has a better proximity in this straight coming around. Kohashi a little bit more fluid through that outer zone 1, bringing it around into outer zone 2. Nice job swinging it back around into outer zone 3 here, filling that zone completely. Oe doing a good job in the chase position through that outer zone 3.
Look at Kohashi's lead run compared to his early lead run. He fills the zones correctly, very nice and fluid. A little bit of a bobble at the outside zone 1, but nothing that's going to be big enough to affect the chase vehicle. Now Oe doing everything in his power that he can to stick with Kohashi, but it looks like he was gapped a little bit from the beginning all the way to the end, and he was not able to fill in the blank. So now we're going to have to see what Oe is going to do in the lead position. Stick out Oe's line, very, very small in outside zone 1, missing some in outside zone 2, and right here at outside zone 3, very small line, shallower line, trying to keep that proximity, but not even that close. So this one, Kohashi actually made it so that it was very, very obvious for us to know that he could put down a pretty solid lead run.
I mean, he got a 94 in qualify. We already know he could throw down a solid run, but that right there just shows he's consistent with that angle, and that's what we want to see. We want to see that hard angle through outer zone 1 and getting right back on it to make it happen to get to outer zone 2. Now let's see this second half of this battle. Oe in the lead this time. Here they are, Oe with nice angle through that outer zone 1. Kohashi right on his left rear, bringing it back around through outer zone 2 into this outer zone 3. Looks like Kohashi's a little lighter on the line in outer zone 3, but man, the proximity was right there, spot on throughout the course.
And, you know, I would have to say the Oe's lead run was pretty nice as well, but he kind of leaves outside zone 1 a little early, fills outside zone 2 very good. Now Kohashi, a little bit more pressure than when Oe was in the chase, more wider on the lines, and it looks like this might be something it might be a little obvious where in the lead position, Kohashi did a pretty good job in the chase position. It looks like Kohashi is pressuring Oe a little bit more than when Oe was chasing Kohashi.
Yeah, you made a good point. That light line, or the shallower line that he had in outer zone 1 is definitely a marker right now. Kohashi able to fill that zone and make it happen. we'll see what the rest of the judges' thoughts are on this battle here. This is the number 1 battle, the first battle that we saw. We're back at it with a one more time between these two drivers. The number 1 qualifier, Kohashi, currently sitting 4th overall in points at 224, going against Oe, the young buck. Let's see how he goes right here. Imamura's going left, Nishida's going left, and right there, you got it. Masanori Kohashi is going to get the win and move on to the top 16.
Congratulations to Kohashi, moving along and trying to stay as high as possible in the brackets and trying to make it up to the top on the podium. And the young driver Oe, nice battle, and even bringing Kohashi to it one more time, the number 1 qualifier here, is going to be a tough job for him. So better luck for him at the next round at Okayama.
So it looks like we'll be moving on possibly to the next battle because, Komatsu and the Ming Ming battle, what happened was Komatsu over-rotated through outer zone 2 to outer zone 3, causing contact. Ming Ming ran into him, into his front right. I think, obviously, he's into his competition 5-minute timeout, trying to get his car squared away for Komatsu. Ming Ming looks like he just suffered a little bit of cosmetic damage through the driver door.
Yeah, so I don't know why he got towed off. I wanted to get information for that, but nobody wanted to talk to me, so.
It's only me. You're stuck with me.
The car, yeah. Nobody wants to talk to me but you. Thank you. And you guys out there chatting, drop us what you guys feel.
Where y'all at? How about that?
Yeah, no. We always ask about that. How about everybody congratulate Kenny, because this might be possibly his last season joining us because of, he's going to be stationed in Texas. So a warm goodbye and a thank you very much.
Hey,
oh, wait, we're not even done with
We're not even close to being done. We still got a second half, and we got one more round. Sean's like, bye. Here you go, Sean.
We're going to go to the next battle. I guess we were supposed to go to the Sobagiri one, but Sobagiri is calling a competition timeout. And right now, Sobagiri is 3rd in the championship. So a little worried about what's happening with this car with the competition timeout. But we're going to go ahead and skip that battle and going to go straight into the next battle where you see the 2 cars warming up their tires with the new, the R34, I'm sorry, Z34 Nissan Z with the RZ34 facelift versus the last year's champion, Hokuto Matsuyama, driving the GR Supra.
I'm checking out the chat. We have about a 15-20 second delay. So yeah, I see that you guys out there. Thank y'all out there for, tuning in. I was supposed to be the COVID fill-in and I kind of filled in a little bit longer. I've had an awesome job. I love watching these drivers, especially these 2 drivers right here.
So you're playing favoritism right now.
Well, I'm not a judge. I can say whatever I want on the mic.
That's so messed up. I wouldn't do that
and
if I were
since Sean
you.
doesn't have the mic, I could talk all the trash I want about him because he can't back himself. But hey, let's check out these 2 drivers. Like I was saying, next up you got Hokuto Matsuyama. He was the champ last year going against Naoto Suenaga. Suenaga's a very aggressive tandem driver, yes, and he won last event at Sugo. But Sugo's a big track. This is a tight track. We're going to see how it is. And look at that, Suenaga diving in out of an outer zone 1 right there. Nice shot through proximity, bringing it back around to this outer zone 2. Look at that right there, tandem battling it out right there. Oh, a little deep on Suenaga. Maybe a mistake by him early on in that outer zone 3, causing that gap in the finish.
Yeah, so a few things that came to, a few things that I see right here. Matsuyama doing a good job, good pressure applied by Suenaga, but it looks like Matsuyama was a little short on outside zone 2. He had to do a quick e-brake grab to get out to the outside zone 2. Now, not Suenaga doing an okay job up until the outside zone 2. After the outside zone 2, he does take the different line and not mimicking the lead car, going a little too wide out and dipping tires and having to come back. So he's pretty much missing the last half of the outside zone 3 to get the proximity. But by then, it looks like the GR Supra had kind of left early. And
Yeah, pretty big mistake by Suenaga transitioning from outer zone 2 to outer zone 3. Getting a little too deep, a little too excited.
Yeah, so we'd like to see a clean start here by these two drivers. And we see Ming Ming's car actually coming back up the hill right now.
All right, this is the second half of the battle right here. This time around, Suenaga is going to be in the lead. Matsuyama is going to be in the chase. Last year out here, you had Matsuyama. He finished 3rd overall. We're going to see how he's going to do this time around on his second portion of his race. This battle right here. All right, we're going to see how aggressive Matsuyama is going to be early on right here. Suenaga taking a little bit out, bringing it into the outer zone 1. Look at that close proximity, mimicking exactly what the lead driver is doing, coming back around through the outer zone 2. This is the part right here that he struggled on the last run for Suenaga. Oh, looks like a little contact might have been made right there, right before that outer zone 4 by the chase. We're going to have to check out this replay.
All right, so I did see that contact. We're going to have to look into that closely, but I would have to say, look at the angle difference right there. The GR Supra driven by Matsuyama, more angle in the chase position and also creeping up to the back of Suenaga. Then right here, mimicking the line, a little bit smaller line, but right there, it looks like Matsuyama got a little too close to Suenaga. Let's go ahead and check out this drone view here. There was some kind of contact from the front left of the Supra with the right rear of Suenaga's vehicle. Now Matsuyama keeping the pressure. Look at how closer he gets right here at outside zone 3. A little bit of a smaller line, but right there, it looks like
they touch wheels.
But it looks like Suenaga kind of straightens the car up at the exit outside zone 3.
Probably check out that replay one more time. All right, here's that replay. The drivers want to see, or the judges want to see side-by-side view. One key part they're going to look at right here is Matsuyama in the chase right here on the right side. See if Suenaga straightened up. Looks like he made a huge flick at that outer zone 4. Two beautiful cars like Robbie was saying right there. Suenaga's car, it's got a facelift. It's got the 400Z kit all the way around it. It's actually a 370Z powered by a VR, while you have Matsuyama, he's got that 2J A90 Supra. Matsuyama, the champ from last year. Suenaga, the champ from last round at Sugo. This is going to be big for these drivers here. Points race is very tight right now. Suenaga needs this because he is tied right now in 5th with Hibino. He's currently sitting in 5th. Hibino's in 5th also. They're both sitting at a 177 overall in points. So we'll see how it's going to be for these two drivers. And there you are. You can see the sponsor girls cheering them on. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be the Cusco Racing A90 Supra, or is it going to be the Atlas Tire Team Fukushima? All right, we'll see. Sorry for the long delay and the holdup. Trying to build that suspense, I guess.
No suspense here. Yeah, it's on the judges. It's all us. We're taking our sweet time and delaying everything. It's our fault, so it's cool.
All right, here we are. Imamura is going to go with a one more time. Nishida is going to go with a one more time, and Adriana is going to be one more time. So we're going to see a one more time battle between these two drivers.
Yeah, so to be honest, I wanted to see the drone, the chase drone footage one more time to double check what Suenaga did after the outside zone 3. because he did look like he was that angled, and he came out and kind of straightened to go forward. Now, we talked about this at the driver's meeting, said don't do that, and since Matsuyama was in close proximity, if the lead car gets a little straight, we're going to have to put on the lead car. But that would have been the deficit, but I don't know why, but they're not giving me the footage, and I'm not going to sit here all day and wait for the footage, so we're just going to go for it one more time. That's my honest opinion.
All right,
so car number 3 is going to have a bye run, and wow, Sobagiri is knocked out, and Imamaida is going to get a bye run. Sobagiri, 3rd in points ranking, is knocked out here, not even putting up a fair battle.
Yeah, right now Sobagiri is sitting at a 239, and the lead right now is 248. That's huge for him. He's doing a phenomenal job. 4th overall in qualify. This is very unfortunate for the Shibata Racing Yokohama GR86. And I don't know, early on in practice during Friday, his hood flew off, so it's kind of bad. It started off bad for him. But yeah, he was killing it during practice, made it happen during qualify, but unfortunately right here, you got Takatoshi Imamaida doing his bye run now, already starting it off here, bringing it around into this outer zone 1. So very unfortunate for Sobagiri. Imamaida, very aggressive driver. I would love to see the battle between these two because Sobagiri's been killing it in that chase position, but unfortunately unable to make it to the line. And there you are, that was the bye run between those two. Supposed to be between those two, but Takatoshi Imamaida is going to get the win, and he'll be moving on to the top 16. All right, there you are. You could see Sobagiri's team, and Sobagiri looking down, not happy at the situation at hand with his vehicle.
Yeah, I wonder what the cause of him not being able to run was. But this is definitely not what everybody wanted to see. And not just saying that Imamaida moving on, but a free pass from the number 3 ranking here. He is going to drop a lot in the championship because he was one of the contenders that had a high possibility of taking the championship here for the 2023. And 1 round before the last round, he is here, knocked out because of mechanical issues.
Exactly. So 2 rounds ago at Fuji, he placed 3rd. Last round at Sugo, he got 2nd, and we had high hopes that he was going to top the podium this time. But
yeah, and the emotions pouring out of Sobagiri right now. I mean, I'm lost of words because mechanical issues. Everybody experiences that, but happening when it's very, very important, like this round and the next round. Yeah, it's probably very devastating for this young driver.
Yeah, mechanical issues are never in your favor. Robbie, you're probably one that knows a lot about that.
I'm like number 1 mechanical issue pro.
Yeah, exactly. Robbie traveling all the way to the other side of the world in U.S. competing, but unfortunately having mechanical failures. But speaking of somebody that's traveling all the way from the U.S., right now you got the next battle coming up. It's going to be number 21 coming from the West Coast. You got Ken Gushi going against number 86, his teammate Kenichi Takashima. So this is going to be very interesting. So we'll see how it's going to go between these two. And, Takashima posted a picture of him laying down and relaxing. I don't know if that was a little beef between them two because they know they're going to be battling it out, but we're going to see how it's going to go.
Yeah, same livery on these cars, both under the same trailer here with the Kazama Auto Racing camp with Motis here. Let's see who is going to make it. Which sedan is it going to be?
All right, we got Ken Gushi in the lead right here. Nice job diving it in right here in the outer zone. Oh, Imamaida taking it too much right there. Not able to get into that 4. Or Takashima unable to get it there. Not making it happen. Bringing it back around. Look at that. Gushi doing his thing into this outer zone 4. And I don't know if it was the pressure leading up to it, but yeah, unfortunately Takashima was unable to get into that outer zone 1 and make it happen.
Yeah, so the run already ended for Takashima at the outside zone 1. Spins out right before the zone, and the rest of the way, as a lead position, you have to finish the run. You cannot stop, and Ken Gushi just does that, and also at a higher level, nicks the end plate on his GT wing on the wall again. He might as well leave it off.
I know, he did that during qualify, and he did a solid qualify run.
Yeah, that was a pretty good run. Now, he got a 91 for his qualify.
Yep.
And, as a driver that's capable of doing a 91, didn't fill the zone as well at outside zone 2, but the rest of the track looks pretty solid here in the lead position. So Ken Gushi's got something up his sleeve because he's not going to be an easy one to beat this round.
But yeah, we see the error right there with the chase and lead. I see you guys commenting on it. But yeah, the left side, that's going to be the lead. Right side's going to be the chase. Left side runs through the chicane, making it not a drag race at the start. It gives it an even run. And here we are. Gushi's in the chase this time, while you have Takashima in the lead. Takashima coming in to this outer zone 1. Kushi, oh!
Whoa. That was kind of a slow rotation, and maybe he didn't think that it was going to, keep rolling that far and gets into the concrete.
Yeah, he like gunned it, gripped up, and went straight, and then,
Yeah, the concrete wall at the bridge.
Good save by Gushi. That's a beautiful IS 500. Looks like he had a little bit of a love tap to him, but car looks pretty solid still, and man, that's very unfortunate. And it's not looking good for Takashima. That outer zone 1 definitely stumped him this round in the battles. There you are. Gushi's hanging out, getting the official call on who won the battle between these two. All right, looks like we're getting the final results, and you can see Takashima made a mistake in the chase and in the lead with that outer zone 1. Very unfortunate, but looks like a Team Kazama with power vehicles car is going to be moving on here. Imomura's going to left, Nishida is going left, and there you are, coming all the way from the West Coast. Ken Gushi gets the win, and we'll be moving on to the top 16.
Now, unfortunate for Takashima, both of the runs, huge mistake, and pretty much knocks himself out. So better luck for him at the Okayama round. And now is Gushi going to go against Fausto or Meguro? Because the winner of the next battle will be going against each other. But before we get to that, we're going to go ahead and revisit the battle. We're halfway through it, where Komatsu versus Ming Ming. Komatsu spinning out at outside zone 3, and we're going to go ahead and check them out to finish off their battle, because we already have one.
はい、ピットのマリリンです。Sobagiri選手のピットにお邪魔させていただいております。すごく調子を上げている中での無念のリタイアとなってしまいましたが、まず何が起こってしまったんでしょうか。
はい、練習の今朝の、追走練習走行中に走ってたんですけど、ちょっと僕のミスで、接触があって、そんでステアリングラックにトラブルが出てしまい、ちょっとそれが修理できずリタイアとなりました。はい。
やはりすごく調子を上げていただけにものすごく残念だとは思うんですけれども、ファイナルに向けた最後意気込みだけお伺いしてもよろしいですか。
はい、でも本当に車自体も調子がいいことは変わりないので、次こそは、優勝を目指して全開で頑張ります。はい。
ありがとうございます。Sobagiri選手でした。
All right, thank you to Sobagiri. He just explained to us what happened. I guess right at the end of practice, he made a mistake. Had a collision with another vehicle, broke his rack, and they weren't able to finish the repairs. Yeah, it's devastating for him, but looking forward to the next event, because he is doing well, and good luck to him for the next event. And he said he's going to be gunning for the win in Okayama, so good luck to the young driver. Now let's go ahead and go back to this battle, where it is Komatsu versus Ming Ming. Right now, Komatsu sitting on an incomplete in the lead position. He is going to be chasing down Ming Ming.
Exactly. Ming Ming right now has the advantage over Komatsu. Komatsu really got to give pressure to Ming Ming. How this battle's going to pan out for these two. Oh, looks like we have a pylon touch by the lead driver.
Beautiful car.
Yes. Even though he made...
I wonder why not a lot of people have those as drift cars. They're really good drift cars. Pretty light, good wheelbase, same wheelbase as JZX.
Has a modern look to it too.
Yeah, it looks pretty. Look at the headlights. I think those are like some kind of aftermarket headlights. And it makes the car look sharp. I like sharp looking cars. Do you?
Yeah.
I like S15s too.
Same here.
I like cars.
I like all cars. I'm not a car hater.
Yeah.
All right, here they are. These two right here. Ming Ming, he's the 2022 Thailand Drift Champion coming out here. Looks like they got a good green light, and here they are. A little slower.
Uh-oh, Ming Ming's car's broken.
Oh, this isn't looking good. Yo, he's not. Either his clutch is slipping or something, but he's not getting anything out of that car.
Man, Komatsu just got lucky because something happened to Ming Ming's car and he gets an incomplete. So both of the drivers in the lead has an incomplete. We cannot find a winner here, so it's going to go for one more time. It's unofficial, but
that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, by the rules,
and,
that's
what's
going to happen.
And we were just saying it, Ming Ming had the advantage on that run, but unfortunately, it came down to mechanical issues. So
yeah, I don't know. Maybe because of that hit, maybe he lost the piping.
Yeah, and there you are.
But if that's the case, man, they should have checked out his car a little bit better because that could have been an easy win for Ming Ming. But it's going to be a one more time here, and both the cars, hopefully they're 100% back on the line and see who the real winner is going to be.
Exactly. Who's going to be going against Mao Yamanaka?
We got the girls here cheering the drivers on.
All right, looks like this was supposed to be our last battle on the left side of our bracket. But two cars lining up right now. This is supposed to be the last battle, like I was saying, on the left side. You got number 555, Yukio Fausto, right here. Qualifying 12th, going against Katsuhiro Meguro.
All right, so another exciting driver to see, Yukio Fausto going into the sleek-looking JZX 100 Mark II, driven by Meguro.
All right, we'll see how it's going to go. Last year, Fausto finished 4th, so I know he wants that podium to make up for it here. He's in the Side X Japan with silent tires and Liberty Walk S15. Look at that, like a rocket ship coming into that outer zone 1. Real deep into that zone. Oh! Making contact with the sponge barrier right there through that outer zone 1, bringing it back around into this outer zone 3 there. Meguro keeping that pressure on him all the way through.
So, right there, that's an incomplete. Now let's go ahead and see. Yep, so it looks like he incompleted before Meguro incompleted. So right when the incomplete in the lead position happens, the run is over. So it doesn't really matter what happens to the chase vehicle. And that's exactly what happened right here. So right there, and yeah, that's a major straightening by Fausto.
Yeah, unfortunately, making contact, being too deep after that outer zone 1, running into the sponge barrier. Luckily, not taking his car out. You can see right here, look how deep he was, dipping 2 tires right there. And man, if that sponge barrier was not there, it would have been direct contact to that bridge wall. And there's no move in that bridge wall either.
Yeah, the bridge wall is pretty strong.
So very unfortunate for him, but Meguro right now has a little bit of an advantage right now over Yukio Fausto. So Yukio Fausto's got to keep that pressure on him in the chase this time. All right, here we are. This is the second half of the battle. Yukio Fausto's in the chase while you have Katsuhiro Meguro in the chase, or in the lead. Here we are, both 2J powered cars. Let's see how it's going to pan out for these two drivers. Fausto making contact after that outer zone 1 with the sponge barrier. they are coming up the stretch. Meguro initiating, coming around in this outer zone 1. Fausto keeping that pressure early on him right here, coming around this outer zone 2, bringing it back around into this outer zone 3 here. Oh, little contact from Fausto right there. Again, once again, giving him another tap right there, pushing him along, but unfortunately Fausto had to shut down after that outer zone 3. Let's check out this replay right here. Meguro right there, leaving outer zone 1 a little early.
Yeah, so right here after the outside zone 3 area, there's a few taps, I understand that, but right here, Meguro looks like he's losing juice, and it looks like he's not even, like, he's having a hard time and struggling to keep the car in drift. Now we're gonna go ahead and see this FPV view right here. And you know, to be honest, it looks like he almost straightened, but Fausto gave him a love tap and kept him going.
Yeah, Fausto was very aggressive on the chase. But like you said, you can watch right here. He doesn't really, you can see the smoke trail kind of stopped by Meguro, not getting right back on it. You can see right there on the right side, Meguro in the lead. It looks like he transitioned into the outer zone 3, but then you watch his smoke trail and it kind of dies away. And he doesn't get right back on it, or something's going on where, you know.
Yeah, pretty much right there from outside zone 3, Meguro almost straightening out a few times, losing heat at the beginning of outside zone 3. And I don't even know what to say. I mean, I don't know what's going on inside these cars. It looks like he just lost any juice to drift, or
maybe that first contact right there made him just want to shut down, but yeah, there's a lot of questions in that. What do y'all think out there? We'll see what the final results are, see what all the judges say. Is it going to be a one more time? Is Yukio Fausto going to get it? Made a huge mistake right there being real deep into that outer zone 1, but at the same time, Meguro making a major mistake in that outer zone 3.
Yeah, he like
causing some contact.
Big chase, or I mean, I'm sorry, big change in pace in the lead position.
And here we are, it's official. We're going to see a one more time battle between these two. And I got to say, someone's looking over Fausto right now, because that major mistake he made was almost costed him this battle. So luckily, we're going to see a one more time battle. Let's see if Fausto could do better than he did last year, 4th overall here, and get that podium.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know what happened. I mean, to be honest, like he just kind of gave up.
And there you are, the spectators probably wondering the same thing on that last battle. All right, we're all anticipating the next battle that's going to be coming up here. We still got a one more time battle. It's been a long left side of the bracket. This is top 32. This is round 5 of the 2023 G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan series here at Gransnow Okuibuki in the Shiga Prefecture. They're getting that's what we're waiting for. The track guys are out there getting the track squared away, throwing some line down so these drivers can see what's going on. And you know, that was one of the biggest issues that the driver said, is they were unable to see the zones. We kind of coned out outer zone 3 so they could see where the 2 meter mark is from the zone. But at the same time, we were like, okay, cool, we're going to lay some chalk down in between, because if we tried to lay paint down, it wouldn't have enough time to dry. So they're doing these chalk lines, and we're going to do it periodically to make sure that they could see the zones, but at the same time, the judges could see the zones too. But here we are, now they are rolling up to the line.
It's more for the drivers, because we can really, like, I mean, we have cameras and all kinds of stuff. Well, as long as they give us the replays that we want, we can see it, but
I know, you know.
I mean, that's why, the drivers, that's something that the drivers requested.
Well, I know vision goes bad the older you get, so I'm just making sure that, you know, they're capitalizing on your, you know, progression of age and everything and helping you out with the visibility.
I'm young. Shoot.
No comment.
I'm young.
All right, he is young, but here we are. Let's see these
Young
two
at
drivers. That's all that matters right there. But here they are. We're going to see this one more time battle between these two drivers. Hokuto Matsuyama going against Naoto Suenaga. Matsuyama right there in the lead, filling that zone of outer zone 1. Nice job. Suenaga maybe did a little bit too much through that outer zone 1, bringing it back around, trying to close that proximity here. Once again, real deep early on in that outer zone 3. Hopefully it's not going to cost them again like it did last time, but able to get a one more time battle from their first battle. Right there, nice job by the lead, bringing it back around, filling outer zones 1 and 2 and outer zone 3. Suenaga a little deep on that outer zone 3 from the start, just like he did last time in the chase position.
Yeah, so that was a good angle, very close, but less angle in the chase position. Then Suenaga kind of loses proximity from outside zone 2 and on. And it doesn't look like Matsuyama is cheating the line either. So pretty much Suenaga just kind of loses it.
Yeah, see, overshot it again right there, dipping 2 tires through outer zone 3.
Yeah, so, you know, being the winner from the last round, Suenaga and the champion, there you go, that was the other way around. So Matsuyama being a champion of 2022 season in a different platform.
All right, here we are right here. Suenaga is in the lead this time. Matsuyama in the chase. Chase coming into that outer zone 1, keeping that close proximity, getting right back on it. Right there, nice job by the chase, filling that zone along with the lead, coming back around through the outer zone 3. And man, I gotta say, Matsuyama turned it on for that chase, keeping that close proximity all the way through that track.
And you know what, I would have to say the line of Matsuyama, it got smaller and smaller towards the end after the outside zone 3. But mimicking Suenaga from outside zone 1 to 2, he did a really great job in entering to the outside zone 3. Suenaga also taking it very carefully, but he does go the outside zone. And right here, Matsuyama being a little bit too much on a smaller line just to get the proximity. We're not looking into that, but overall looking at everything else, I think all the judges have their decisions made.
So who's going to be moving on? This is a one more time battle between these two drivers. Suenaga's coming off of a win at Sugo, so we're going to see if this is going to be pushing him on into the top 16, or is he going to be getting knocked out in the top 32 by last year's champ. That bird's eye view, bringing it back around. Matsuyama staying in the pocket, and like Robbie said, yes, he made the mistake out of outer zone 4, but is it enough? Between these two, here's a lead the lead, chase the chase.
Yeah, so Suenaga also getting washed out at the beginning of outside zone 3. Just picking out the mistakes by both these drivers.
All right, looks like we have a result. Imamura is going to be going left. Nishida is going to be going left. And Adriana is going to be going left. So right there, Hokuto Matsuyama is going to get the win and move on to the top 16.
Congratulations to last year's champion, moving on to the top 16. And yesterday, last event's winner, Suenaga at Sugo. The winner of Suenaga gets knocked out so early in the competition here at top 32.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for him, leaving early on in this competition. But here we are. We're moving on to the right side of the bracket. This is the first battle on the right side of the bracket right here. The young driver going against another pretty young driver too. You know, not too bad. 771 Hiroya Minoa, just turning 14, going against Kazuhiro Kubo. Minoa thought he locked in first in qualify, but unfortunately got knocked out right at the end, getting second overall in qualify. Oh, right there, Kubo making a little bit of contact, diving in on him in outer zone 1, kicking him offline, bringing it back around, trying to come back into it, taking out his side skirt right there. That contact that he made knocked out the side skirt of Minoa's car.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and see the contact one more time. And yeah, it looks like Kubo was kind of going in a little bit hotter. That's why he kind of washed out at the middle of the outside zone.
There's a replay. There's that contact
right there. Looks like Kubo was already leaving the outside zone 1 area and kind of nicked the side of Minoa's car with his front right.
Yeah, and you can see right there, right before the contact, Minoa was right back on the gas, getting out of outer zone 1, but maybe Kubo was a little too aggressive on that. All right, this time around, Kubo is going to be in the lead while Minoa is going to be in the chase. Looks like they're getting the track squared away, picking up the body parts from Minoa's car, and looks like here they are waiting for the lights to happen. Second part of the battle. If you just missed it, Kubo made contact with Minoa's car in outer zone 1. This time around, looks like Minoa's given a little bit of a gap right here through this outer zone 1. He's got to close that proximity, and here he is, taking a little bit of a shallower line by Minoa. Unlike him in outer zone 2, not the best chase we've seen by Minoa all year, taking a lighter line, shallower line through outer zone 3.
So Kubo straightened right before the finish line at outside zone 4, so that's pretty much going to be an easier call for us because Minoa did get blasted off the line.
He really did.
Maybe that's Kubo not making it to the outside zone 2, and I think he's gripping up his car a lot, and right here, he loses momentum going sideways, and boom, I think his car gripped up way too much on the car straightened, so that's an incomplete in the lead position, and that's it for Kubo.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but yes, very risky on Minoa to get kind of burned on that start and then having tried to make up by taking the shallower line all the way through the course.
Yeah, that was a pretty big gap. And yeah, the lead car, not much angle. Kind of gets into the outside zone 3 late, straightens, doesn't get into outside zone 4, so.
All right, here we are. Let's see the results between these two. This is the first battle on the right side of the bracket. And here we are. Imamura is going to be going left. You have Nishida going left. And then you have Adriana, last one right here, going left. All 3 judges going left to Hiroya Minoa, and he's going to be getting the win and moving on to the top 16.
I remember the interview. They said he hasn't got his birthday present yet. So I'm pretty sure he is the eyes on the prize right here for this weekend. So let's see how far along he can make it up the ladder. Kubo, better luck next time. Looks like he, had some trouble keeping the car sideways through the finish line. So better for him next time.
Yeah, Minoa right now leading the points chase right now at 248. So, he's got to push him through, make it through top 16 and get as far as he can to keep that top position in the overall rankings. But here we are going back to the left side of the bracket. We have 2 more battles in the left side of the bracket we got to check out right here. We're going to see Yuta Komatsu. He's going to be going against Ming Ming. This is their one more time battle. The first battle, there was contact because Komatsu over-rotated after outer zone 2. Ming Ming making contact with him. Coming back out, Ming Ming ran his run after the fix by Komatsu's team, and unfortunately something happened, whether it was engine failure or what.
Yeah, he lost power.
It
looked
power.
Like he was losing power.
So it was incomplete by both drivers in the lead, and here they are for the one more time battle. So we're not sure what happened to Ming Ming's car.
Komatsu, the left is not a chase lane. Looking at the screen, the left side is the lead lane.
Yes, whoever's going through that chicane is going to be the lead. We explained it earlier. There's a little bit of error, a little bit of a glitch on the screen, but here they are ready to make it happen. Hopefully we're going to see a clean run between these 2 drivers. We have yet to see it so far. All right, Komatsu in the lead in the IS, going against Ming Ming in the S15, and here they are coming around into this outer zone 1. Nice shot through that outer zone 1. Once again, a little bit deeper there, but able to make up for it right here, bringing it back around into outer zone 2 to outer zone 3 here. Real deep by Komatsu, did the 2 tires, Ming Ming adjusting himself to what Komatsu's doing on the track.
Yeah, this time it looked like Komatsu was being a little careful going from outside zone 2 to 3, but he does dip 2 tires out the outside zone 3. Now Ming Ming, not as close in the position, misses the outside zone 2 in the chase position and has to take a shallower line, but right here he finds the opportunity to get a little bit closer when Komatsu goes 2 tires off, also not running a tight line at the outside zone 4. This is where you have to be a little careful when you're chasing a vehicle. Everybody wants to do a transition at the same time, but you have to time it right where you have to do it at the right place more than time, because Ming Ming did a transition, I think, in my opinion, a little too early, which put him in a position where he was on a smaller and shallower line at the outside zone 3. So you kind of have to wait and time yourself or the placement of the transition. You should do it where the lead driver is doing it, not the same time. Unless you have a lot of juice and a lot of power behind this car, you know?
Exactly, especially since he was taking a lighter line out of outer zone 2. I think, like you said, the transition set him up for failure in outer zone 3. But there you are, getting Komatsu's bumper back on. Fix it all with duct tape.
Duct tape, zip ties.
Make it happen.
Like the best human inventions ever.
True. My car was once held up by those.
Oh yeah, a lot of those. I think a lot of
everybody
you guys
out there
too. A lot of your cars are held up with zip ties and duct tape as well.
Almost like I'm sponsored by zip ties.
Surprised none of those companies sponsors.
I know. But here we are. This is the second portion of the battle. Komatsu's going to be in the chase. Ming Ming's going to be in the lead. Both 2 J's, 1 big body, 1 coupe. And here they are, bringing it up right now. Komatsu's got to close that proximity. Here he is diving in on him on outer zone 1 right there. He's got to hang on to it right here, bringing it back around into this outer zone 2. A little shallower on the angle and the line, but making contact by the chase right there against the wall. Like Robbie said, transitioning a little too early, and right there he made that contact with that wall.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it there. This will be an obvious choice for us. Ming Ming doing a good job, a lot of angle, filling the zones 1, 2. And right there, Komatsu kind of going a little driver's left too much and does a transition right into the wall. Huge correction, and that's the end of his weekend here.
I think Komatsu just had beef against Vitor Tires and just took them out because he took out their sign.
Yeah, and earlier he spun around there too, so maybe that's what happened.
Maybe we need to put a Toyo Tire one right there for him.
Yeah.
All right, here we are, the official. Ming Ming is going to get the win. He's going to move on. It took a little bit, but hey, he got through it. He battled it out. He has to clean it up for top 16.
Yeah, they have enough time to go over the car, make sure that doesn't have any failures like what he had earlier. And right here, getting saved by the bell with Ming Ming's car issues, spinning out on the first run. The second run here, or the second battle, Komatsu gets knocked out by hitting the wall and correcting and getting it incomplete in the chase position.
All right, here we are. We're going to see another one more time battle on the left side of the bracket. This is going to be the last battle to fill that last slot of the top 16 on the left side of the bracket. Right here, you have number 555, Yukio Fausto. He's in the Side X Japan. Beautiful car with Cylon tires. Let's see how he's going to make it happen against Katsuhiro Meguro. The Nightwalker car coming out. We're going to see him clean it up. So the first battle they had against each other, I think Fausto came in a little too hot into that outer zone 1, taking too much and hitting the sponge barrier, knocking him offline. But let's see how he's going to do this time around in the lead. And here he is coming real aggressive once again into this outer zone 1, sticking to it, getting right back into it. Nice clean run through that outer zone 1. Right there, Meguro bringing it back around in the chase. But man, what a lead run right here. Filling that zone, dipping a little bit of tire right there in the outer zone 3. But man, filling the outer zone 4. Not a bad tandem battle right there.
We finally have a tandem battle here.
Exactly, and it all was due to a good lead run.
Yeah, so Fausto looks like he left outside zone a little bit early, but he does fill the zone, outside zone 2. And right here, right on the line at outside zone 3, way better than how he did on the first run before they one more time. Fills outside zone 4. And looks like Meguro too, picking up the pace here because he is trying to apply the pressure on the lead car throughout this run. Now, he is on much of a shallower line, but he is applying the pressure. And outside zone 3, it looks like he gets back into formation. He puts himself in the position where he's supposed to be in the chase. So now we're going to have to see how well Meguro does in the lead position. We don't want him to lose heat at outside zone 3 like he did at the first battle.
Exactly, and at the same time, we want to see the aggression that Fausto gave the first time around because he was just doing his thing, but unfortunately the lead driver wasn't given 100% from the looks that we see on the footage. So we'll see this time around, the second half of the battle. Who's going to come out victorious? Who's going to fill that last slot? Who's going to go against Ken Gushi in the top 16? Meguro in the lead this time. Fausto in the chase, coming around into this outer zone 1. Fausto keeping that close proximity early on, mimicking exactly what Meguro's got to do, coming back around into this outer zone 3 here. Meguro doing his thing. Fausto in line with him right there in the chase. And I got to say, that was another nice tandem battle between these two drivers.
Yeah, so we're probably going to have to ask for a side-by-side for this one because it was way too close. Now we're going to have to see the comparison of these both drivers. Meguro, kind of leaving the outside zone 1 a little earlier than where Fausto was. Taking the outside zone 2. Now, outside zone, I mean, this is very, very similar from both vehicles.
Meguro even kissing the wall right there at the finish. Let's see that bird's eye view coming around. Nice proximity through outer zone 1, bringing her back around through transition. Proximity was good by the chase right there, coming into that outer zone 3. And there's that brush of the wall right there by Meguro in the lead. And here's that side-by-side view Robbie was asking for. Looks like Fausto filled outer zone 1 a little bit more and a little deeper through the outer zone 2. Rode the back line. That's very similar with one another right there in the proximity between the two in the chase.
And I was comparing who has more angle where and how. And one car has more somewhere and the other at the next outside zone. One car does this and that. And at every outside zone, there's two different things going on from both of the sides. One car is left a little behind, but gets closer later with angle. The other car getting a little bit closer, but not as much angle. So we have to compare all of these, and I think the judges have their decisions made.
Yeah, these drivers did not make it easy for the judges. Y'all could see it, the side-by-side view. But yeah, it's going to be a very close call. I could see it go either way, but at the same time, I would love to see these two drivers battle it out one more time due to the fact that was probably the most aggressive tandem battling we've seen so far for top 32. All right, just waiting for the judge, or not the judges, the overall verdict here on who's going to be moving on. The last spot on the left side of the bracket. Is it going to be Yukio Fausto or right there on the screen, Katsuhiro Meguro? I see out there in the chat a lot of Fausto fans. Let's see, Fausto got 4th overall last year here at Okuibuki. Is he going to be able to get higher this year? Let's see. Imamura is going to be going with left. Nishida is going one more time, and Adriana is going to go left. So there you are. Yukio Fausto is going to get the win and fill that last spot for the top 16.
Congratulations to Fausto. He is moving on to the top 16. Meguro getting knocked out here. Very, very close battle here. I thought it was good enough for one more time, but the other judges saw Fausto being slightly closer at outside zone 2 and some of the outside zones in the lead position. But I just thought that he just has a super long bumper. So I'm just gonna make a bumper like super long.
Just fill the zones?
Yeah. But that's that. It's gonna be Fausto moving on, and he's gonna be going against Kushi for the top 16.
All right, speaking of bumpers, this bumper got smashed, knocked out, and everything. You can go check out his social media. But man, Mad Mike Wadette coming all the way out from New Zealand, smashed the car during practice session Friday, got the car fixed, qualified. Here he is going against Nagase. Nagase losing a lot right there in that stretch. Look at that. Mike coming around outer zone 1. Beautiful job through that zone. Still in that zone completely into this outer zone 3 here. Nice job through outer zone 3. And man, I gotta say, a solid lead run by Mad Mike right there.
So Mike cannot use his left hand, so he doesn't really try to use the e-brake, and he said he was shifting his right hand or something. So he's pretty much only doing it in one hand. So it looks like the car is set up a little different, where it's a little bit more easier for him to drive. And I think this is working out really well because he is filling in the zones like just the way we want it. I mean, minus the outside zone 4 where we saw right there, and also being at a fast pace. Now in the chase position, Nagase looks like he's struggling to stay close because it looks like out the box, out the start line, out the chicane, pretty much got gapped, and after that gap never got smaller, and he wasn't able to get any closer to Mad Mike Wadette.
Yeah, I gotta say, hats off to his team to make this car happen, because he had major contact during practice, and for them to get the car squared away and come out to qualify, and then he's performing like this, he does it best right here. But let's see how Nagase is gonna do in the lead this time. In that convertible top, bringing it around into that outer zone 1. Nice job filling that zone. Mike keeping that close proximity to him. Look at that proximity around. Just skimming his bumper, it looked like. Coming around in this outer zone 3. Nice job. Man. Mike out there bullying Nagase through in the chase position.
Yeah, I mean, sorry to say for Nagase, but this might be a one of those easier quick decisions for the judges because of the difference we had in proximity between these two cars. Now we can compare the leads, and there may be a few areas where Nagase might be a little bit better, but this isn't even a lead-to-lead chase thing because there was no chase for Nagase, and there was a lot of chase where Mad Mike Wadette was in the chase position. Now he also, I like the way he takes the car to the outside, and he's not all the way on the edge of the outside zones, but he is in the boxes as in the chase position and being in good proximity, and that's really hard to do. You can get close but stay on a smaller line, or you can be far and stay on the same line. Mad Mike did both.
All right, here we are. Imamura is going to be going left. Nishida is going to be going left. And Adriana, all 3 judges going left right there. Mad Mike Wadette getting the win, moving on to the top 16.
That's why you call him Mad, because it doesn't matter if he has a arm or no arm. He is out there pushing it and showing us some great tandem here. And Nagase, it looked like he got left on the straightaway and couldn't close the gap. Hopefully next round he can come back out, showing us a little bit, come out swinging next round.
Yeah, exactly. He's got that 1GR2 engine underneath that hood, so it's a beast of an engine. We'll have to see him come out next round, but here we are, next battle coming up. You got Tomoki Tanaka going against Kei Murakami, a JZX 100 battle.
Got a chaser and a Mark II. Right here, Tanaka, another wild driver. Murakami, not a familiar face in the top 32. So let's see what he's got. And hunting down Tanaka.
All right, here we are. Oh, Chase right there knocking down some 3-2-1 cones, bringing it back around, nice proximity, bringing it back into this outer zone 3, real deep by the lead, dipping 2 tires, a little bit of adjustment and hard flick right there.
Oh!
Making contact. He had a hard flick into that, coming into that outer zone, or leaving that outer zone 3 and then making contact with that wall.
What just happened? So Tanaka looks like a little waiver there at the outside zone 1, and after this, looks like both the drivers are doing a good job, but right here, Tanaka goes a little bit too deep on outside zone 3. Murakami comes out in a weird line, and yeah, he corrects, incompletes, and he tries to save himself, and his rear end hits the wall. So let's go ahead and check this out from the drone. From up top, Tanaka, deep right here at outside zone 3. Murakami trying to do everything he can to stay close. A little bit too much angle, then almost goes into the wall. Did he hit the wall?
I think his front left may have made some contact. Well, it looks like they're fixing the rear.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like he made a correction, leaving that outer zone 3, and probably a little bit of a mix between that and getting lost in the smoke at the same time. But yeah, that wall creeps up fast. Outer zone 4 is right up against the wall. And then yeah, this is the second year running. We used to have the finish right after the bridge, but this time it's cut shorter, which pushed outer zone 4 back a little bit too. So it looks like his car squared away. He'll be able to do the second half of his battle. He'll be in the lead this time, while Tanaka is going to be in the chase. All right. Lead's going to be Murakami. Tanaka's going to be in the chase. Right now, looks like Tanaka may have a little bit of advantage. Here they are. Oh! Looks like we have a pylon touch.
Yep, pylon touch.
And yeah, earlier on, before qualify, we were talking to Tanaka, and he's like, yeah, I'm just a little nervous on this track because it's very intimidating, you know, coming full speed up to a wall that's coming across the bridge. And that bridge has like, I think, a 20-foot drop or something like that. So you don't want to come in, you want to come in hot enough to get into that zone, but not too hot because we've seen too many cars get destroyed against that wall. But I got to say, he did a phenomenal job in his qualify run, qualifying 7th overall out of the 44 cars that we had yesterday. So we're going to see how he's going to do this time around in the chase going against Murakami. All right, here they are, both 2J powered. Making it through the chicane this time. Murakami in the lead, Tanaka in the chase, Tanaka in the black JZX 100, Murakami in the white JZX 100, bringing it around. Nice job by the lead in outer zone 2. Close proximity coming back around, maybe too much by the chase, and Chase making a correction through that outer zone 3. Not looking good for him. But a solid lead run. We're going to have to check out this replay between these two.
Yes. Now, watching Tanaka in the chase position, he looks like he goes into the wall and just have to make sure to see if he straightens or not.
All right, here's the bird's eye view to give the judges what they want to see. Here it is coming around, checking out. He kisses the wall right here. Does have a waiver there after he makes contact,
Yeah,
but it
that
looks
was,
like he didn't straighten.
That almost looked like a straighten, but doesn't look like there was a straighten, so.
Yeah, like Robbie said, these drivers are initiating a little too early, and that's the mistake they made, just like Komatsu made, making contact with the same section of that wall. All right, we'll see. Murakami a little bit too hot, dipping 2 tires early on in outer zone 1 in his lead. Looks like we have a result for these two. Imamura is going to be going left. Nishida's going left, and Adriana is going to be going left. So right there, Tomoki Tanaka is going to get the win, moving on to the top 16.
And pretty much this was just mainly based off of Murakami making the huge mistake at the end of the track in his chase position. So.
Yeah, and the judges were looking at that part where Tanaka made the contact with the wall, and if he would have straightened, that would have definitely incompleted his run, but he was able to save himself and keep it in drift with a correction, but not a straightening. But let's see. This next battle going up, who's going to be going against Tanaka in the top 16? Is it going to be number 666, Shuichi Mano, or is it going to be number 37, Koichi Yamashita? Yamashita, the 2-time champ. Mono right now looking like the underdog, but here he is. He's making it happen out here at Okuibuki, coming into this outer zone 1. Nice job here. Into that outer zone 1, bringing it back around to this outer zone 2. Yamasha trying to keep that close proximity right there. Nice transition into that outer zone 3. Oh, but looks like he stalled up a little there halfway through that outer zone 3. We'll have to check out that replay and see what happened.
Now, that was cool because he just stopped and then started drifting again. So right here, trying to apply the pressure, slowly getting closer and closer to Mono. Mono just doing his own thing in the lead position, filling the outside zones properly. And right there, there's a huge stall by Yamashita in the chase position at the outside zone 3. But he doesn't lose drift.
Yeah.
It's just that
it looks
like he just took a break.
It looks like Yamasha might have flicked and realized he took it too early right there. And then he was like, oh, I'm going to be shallow if I don't hold on to this. So he couldn't hang with Mono right there all the way through that outer zone 3. And like you said, he kind of like stopped drift, but he didn't stop drifting. He was still drifting at the same time.
So now it's going to be the other way around, but the pace Mono was giving might have been a little too slow for Yamashita because it looked like he was, creeping up to him after the outside zone 2. Now we're going to have to see how much Mono can hang chasing down Yamashita.
All right, we'll see here a huge horsepower difference between these two drivers. And right there from the start, you can see Yamasha burning him right there into the outer zone 1. But Mono coming back right there, trying to close that proximity. Mono can't get lost in this smoke trail by Yamasha. Yamasha right there trying to enter in nice and early into that outer zone 3. And it looks like Mono gave him a little bit too much on that straight early on in this battle.
Yeah, so Yamashita, not the widest line, but not cheating the line too much. Gets through in the lead position. There's a gap, a sizable gap between him and Mono, and that gap was never filled, and the run is over. Now let's see how far they are from the top right here. Mono looks like he gets closer because of the decel Yamashita is making at the outside zone 1, but after he leaves, he's gone. And yeah, Yamashita just taking off, and Mono nowhere near him.
And Yamasha still keeping the angle all the way through and filling those zones. That's the biggest thing I will usually see. The runaway is usually lack of angle and shallower lines. But unfortunately, Yamasha that time around was able to hold both. So here we are. Imamura is going to go right. Nishida is going to go right. And here we are. Adriana, all 3 judges going right. So Koichi Yamashita, the champ, is going to get the win and move on to the top 16. And there he is right there, Yamashita going back to his pits, getting the win. We got our track workers back out there painting the lines, getting some visibility out for these drivers. We have 4 more battles in this top 32. The 4 last slots on the right side of the bracket. If you want to follow along, the link's right above. You can check out the bracket, top 32 bracket, how it's getting filled, who's up next, what it's all about. But there you are. Here's another replay of the last battle. We just saw the side-by-side view between these two. Mono, Yamashita, 2-time champ. Mono looked like the underdog, about 150 horsepower difference between these 2 cars, but it looks like he gave him a little bit too much of a gap on that run when he was in the chase position.
Yeah, and this is something, if you're watching and if you're competing at a drift series anywhere, Adriano just brought up a good point here too, where because of the speed difference, he doesn't understand why Mono initiated at the same time Yamashita did with that gap, where Mono could have drove up more because, obviously you start drifting, the car's not going to gain any more speed unless, otherwise, but he could have gained up on Yamashita from behind and initiated later, so he could have, closed the gap a little bit more, but unless you're told, like at the driver's meeting or something, to initiate at the same time or transition right here too. It's like you don't have to transition at the same time at outside zone, in between outside zone 2 to 3. You can do a transition where you want to, where you can set yourself up. You're not going to put yourself in a position where you're on a smaller line at the outside zone 3 by doing a transition at the same time. But that's just me talking. I don't know what I'm talking about anyway, so yeah.
So earlier on we saw a JZX 100 battle, but here we are. We're going to see a BMW battle between these two drivers. We got an E92 and an F22 coming up right here. Kazumi Takahashi going against Yukio Matsui. Takahashi currently sitting second overall in the points ranking, sitting at a 24. Matsui, he's about in the top 10 right now. We're gonna see how he's gonna do. Going against Takahashi, debuting the car halfway through the season, the F22. Got an LS motor in there, smoking the tires right there from the start, but looks like we have a pylon touch. Yep, sounds like it's gonna be a pylon touch for this one. All right, here they are with the reset. Let's get a clean run through the chicane. See this battle get done. This is the only LS vehicle on the right there, Matsui's car. Only LS V8 motor we have in the series. We have a lot of VRs, we have a lot of 2Js. We have GRs.
Do we have any SRs
I don't think
left?
we have any SRs left. I think they all went 2Js.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
I want to say, yeah, you were right.
How many of you out there are SR fans? Show them hands.
All right, here we are, waiting for the light to happen here. Matsui is starting off right here, trying to keep that close proximity from the jump, and here they are getting a good run right here. Look at that, Takahashi doing his thing. Matsui is struggling a little bit, making a quick wavering through outer zone 1, bringing it back around, trying to close proximity into this outer zone 3 here. But man, just getting lost throughout the track.
So it looks like talking about what we saw earlier with Mono too, same thing, Matsui initiates at the same time but way far away and cannot close the gap. And it looks like there's a gap created by these two drivers, Takahashi in the lead, and pretty much cannot close the gap right here. So that's that for this run.
You know, and Takahashi doing his thing. He was a little shallower in outer zone 3, but for the most part, but he was, you know, he kind of filled the zones.
Yeah, we tend to see top 32 lead runs. All these drivers, they run a smaller line because, you know, it's the first tandem that they run into at the competition, and then they also want to grip up a lot to blast the chasing car. But once again, you know, that's not what we want to see. We want to see the lead car run the outside zones. And I think Takahashi did an okay job in the position, in the lead position in chasing. I'm sorry, in leading Matsui.
So it looks like we're getting another reset, pylon touch. Maybe now they're just playing a game against each other right here.
I touch, you touch.
A mind game, yeah, a mind
I
game.
touch, you touch.
Pylon touch. No, Robbie says it better.
Pylon touch. Kenny-san, pylon touch desu.
Yes. So right here.
Kenny-san, restart desu.
We got an LS against a VR. And it looks like we're going to get a battle right here. The second half of the battle, Matsui coming into this outer zone 1 right here. Nice job filling that zone, bringing it back around. Takahashi's got to close that proximity to him. Wrapping back around into this outer zone 3 here. Nice job filling that zone. But at the same time, Takahashi on the attack throughout that run. There you are. You can see Matsui in the lead this time, bringing it around into that outer zone 2, getting into those zones, coming in a little bit late on that outer zone 3 by the lead. And Takahashi trying to keep that closer proximity, missing outer zone 4. Well, here's a better view of how much he missed outer zone 4, but here we are.
And you know, this is a huge risk Takahashi's taking because it's not like he gets closer at the end, but you know, both of the leads look the same. Both of the chase look the same right here. The gap, a little bit more by Matsui in the chase. And Matsui not making it to the outside zone 3 from the beginning. There's very, very small differences, but I think we do have a winner here. And it's pretty close.
All right, just waiting for the rest of the judges here. Who's going to be moving on? Here we are. Imamura's going to go left. Nishida's going left, and Adriana will be going left. All three judges going forward. Kazumi Takahashi getting the win and moving on to the top 16.
Congratulations to Takahashi. We'll be seeing him in the top 16. Who's going to go against him? And Matsui still working out his brand new car, and hopefully he can come back stronger and developed for the last round in Okayama.
And here we are coming down to our last three battles, and here the next battle coming up is going to be number 770 Yoshitatsu Pineda going against Yoshichika Tamagawa.
Yeah, welcome back, because he did miss the Sugo round, and he is back now in the chase position in his Supra.
Exactly, Pineda coming out here, bringing it out into this outer zone 1. Nice job. Swinging it into this outer zone 2. Nice tandem battle between the two. Nice chase, bringing it back around into his outer zone 3. A little shallower line by the chase, adjusting himself, but keeping that close proximity throughout that second half of the course.
Wow, Tamagawa pacing himself very well in the chase position. He does a good job. Other than the outside zone 3, he does take a shallower line. Now it looks like Pineda leaves outside zone 1 a little early and doesn't fill the outside zone 2 fully, and does a good job at outside zone 3. And this is where Tamagawa kind of falls off. But outside zone 4, I think Tamagawa did a pretty good job trying to keep the car really close and on the same line. Obviously not as much outside zone and outside zone 4 for the chase car, but Pineda doing a good job, and Tamagawa also doing a good job in the chase position near the outside zone 4 area. So this is going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen when Pineda is giving chase and Tamagawa leading.
Yeah, and I got to say, Kaneda's been out of the party for a little bit with this Cusco Racing team, but it's good to see all drivers in Cusco Racing make it into the top 32. Kaneda joining him. Let's see how he's going to do in the chase this time, because Tamagawa missed last round, but right now he's looking a little hot. It looks like he's ready to go because he missed that last round. Tamagawa in the lead this time in the Supra, going against Pineda in the new GR86, bringing it around into this outer zone 1 here. Look at that proximity early on, closing it, coming around into this outer zone 2. Tamagawa, nice job filling that zone, coming back around, filling outer zone 3, right on that edge of outer zone 3. Beautiful run on that lead. Possibly missing a little bit of that outer zone 4. We'll have to check out that replay for Tamagawa's outer zone 4.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and see what the lead vehicle is doing. And right here, Tamagawa, he does a similar line with Pineda in the lead position. Does a better job at outside zone 2 and outside zone 3. He is on the line, and watching Pineda taking a much smaller line at the outside zone 3 area in the chase position, and now no proximity coming from outside zone 3 to 4, where Tamagawa does kind of miss outside zone 4, but we're going to go ahead and see this. Some of the major areas, there is a gap in between some of the cars and a smaller line being done, ran by the chase position here with Pineda. So this is going to be a harder decision for us, but I think we have our minds made up.
Yeah, Tamagawa was pretty aggressive all through his run, but here we are on the chase. But here we are, Imamura is going to go right, Nishida going right, and Adriana is going right. So right there, Yoshichika Tamagawa coming back after missing Sugo, moving on to the top 16.
Congratulations to Tamagawa, and unfortunate for Pineda, the runner-up of Formula Drift FDJ2 2 years ago in a new chassis, and maybe he's trying to still figure it out, but he did do a great job in the qualify 14, so better luck for him in Okayama.
Yeah, very unfortunate for him, but looks like two of his teammates are moving on. His last teammate will be going up for our last battle of the morning. Till then, we're going to be checking out this battle here, going against Kanta right here, 57 Kanta going against Shigehisa Sasayama.
So it looks like the RC is a little bit heavier than this JZX, but we also have this crazy young driver.
Oh, Kanta doing his thing, coming around the first to get in the 90s during qualify, bringing it around into this outer zone 2. Nice job filling that zone. Sasayama, adjusting, transitioning at the wrong point, putting him in a wrong line for outer zone 3, and Kanta doing his thing, filling outer zones 3 and 4.
Yeah, and looks like Kanta did dip 2 tires at the outside zone 3 area and a large portion of that zone. Well, let's go ahead and check out this right here. Looks like Kanta leaves outside zone 1 slightly early, fills outside zone 2 very well, and fills outside zone 3 right close to the wall. Now, looks like Sasayama, something happened to him at the area going from outside zone 2 to 3. Much shallower, almost making a huge correction where he could not keep the car in drift, but he was able to put it together. But does not look good on paper, so we're going to have to see what Sasayama is going to do in the lead position, and Kanta gives chase.
Yeah, not sure if he got lost in the smoke or what, but that transition from 2 to 3 was not the cleanest that we've seen all day, and at the same time had no aggression to it. So he definitely lost a lot of heat on that. But here we are, tables are now turned. Sasayama's going to be in the lead in the RC, while he's going to be going against Kanta in the JZX 100. Both cars powered by a 2J, 50 horsepower difference between the two. Kanta got the, looks like we got a...
Wow, that was like not a pylon touch. It was like a pylon push.
Takeout, yeah. I thought he was going to take that pylon for a ride, but hey, looks like we're having issues today with these drivers in the lead with the pylon touches. Hopefully they can clean it up in the top 16, but we'll see who's going to make it to the top 16. Is it going to be Kanta or is it going to be Sasayama?
I don't know why everybody's in such a rush leaving the lead position.
It's probably the run-up. They're trying to get enough run-up on it because, like, you guys can't really tell, but the incline on this track is insane from the start gate to outer zone 1.
I think it's more of the lead cars are always trying to run away.
Trying to drag race?
Yeah, trying to run away.
Here we are this year, Sasayama, the only one running the RC. Unfortunately, Andy not able to make it out here. He's back in a JZX 100. He was in the RC for a few years. And then Team Kazama bringing out the IS 500. They're going to be actually doing the World Time Attack in the RC.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be in 2 weeks, I think. So
exactly, so yeah.
And I heard that Kushi is going to be driving the car out there.
Go check them out. But here we are, Sasayama, the second half of the battle. Sasayama in the lead. Kanta in the chase, and here we are. Kanta, very aggressive driver. Let's see how aggressive he's going to be on this run. Huge angle from that lead driver right there, bringing it back around to this outer zone 2, swinging it back into this outer zone 3. Kanta giving that aggression right now through outer zone 3 to outer zone 4 here.
That was a good lead run by Sasayama.
It really was, yes.
And also a good chase by Kanta. So, you know, we're just going to go ahead and check out the replay, but everything's going to come down to the big mistake Sasayama made in the chase position on the run that they did before this where Kanta was leading. Now, I really like how Kanta places himself at the outside zone 4 area. He kind of tucks in and takes the same line, not try to be side by side and do a drag race outside the outside zone 3. So hopefully some of these drivers listen to this and, you know, try to do what Kanta is doing right here after the outside zone 3. He still has proximity, and he has to kind of run behind him, but he doesn't get next to him. Because when you get next to him, you're pretty much totally missing outside zone 4.
Exactly, and here we are, Imamura. He's sliding left, Nishida's going to be sliding left, and Adriana sliding left. So all 3 judges sliding left, so Kanta's going to get the win. He's going to be moving on to the top 16, and who's going to battle him out? This is the last run we're going to see for top 32 into top 16.
Congratulations to Kanta, moving on. And Sasayama, unfortunately, getting knocked out right here. But his lead was very, very promising, so looking forward to seeing him in Okayama.
Yeah, he was doing a phenomenal job in practice, but unfortunately right there he made that. It takes one mistake, that's it.
Yes, it
and
does.
It can end it all. And right there, that transition that he had from 2 to 3. But here we are, this is it. Last battle of top 32. It's been a top 32 for sure.
Yes.
A lot of one more times, but hey, we've seen some good battles out here, and we're going to find out who's going to be the champ out here. All right, here they are. Kusaba leading right there like a rocket, throwing himself into outer zone 1. Oh, a little too hard right there, making contact with the sponge barriers. And what a way to come out last battle right here. Kusaba running into that. Mizutani doing his thing. And he overshot that. And I'm telling you.
Yeah, that was, we didn't even have to see it. As of right here, he was already going too fast.
Yeah.
And
his approach was way too aggressive.
So guys, when you're in the lead position, just do what you can. Don't run away. It's not like they're the ghost. It's not the boogeyman chasing you, you know. Don't run away. Just drive, you know. So I think that's probably going to be he went back to the pits, so I'm guessing that's a competition timeout.
Yes.
Or everybody
your
just
guess
starts
is
doing
probably
what
right.
they want to do.
Yeah, your guess is probably right. So here we are, our track crew out there. Hats off to them, getting it fixed. You can see right there him coming in way too hot, overshooting outer zone 1 into the sponge barrier, which luckily saved his car and his chassis because that wall has no forgiveness. But yeah, hats off to our crew out here fixing the sponge barriers, making it happen. Our tow crew out there ready to tow a car whenever it's in need. So you can see the Cusco team getting Kusaba back into the pits. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be official that they're going to take their 5-minute competition timeout. Mizutani is back at the line. This is it. This is the last battle. Who's going to fill that last gap in the top 16? Who's going to be battling out against Kanta? Our crew fixing the track up.
Yeah, so it's a competition timeout. The clock is already out. We're ready to go, I think. But,
we'll see here. Trying to figure out what's going on down there on the ground. But yeah, Kusaba's been doing a phenomenal job this year, been very aggressive, but you can see right there he was way too aggressive on that jump. Pineda in the background right there, unfortunately getting knocked out by Tamagawa on his battle. Currently for the Cusco Racing team, we have Matsuyama moving on, and we have Hiroya Minoa moving on. But is Kusaba going to be able to do it? Right now, Daichi Mizutani has an advantage on him due to the mistake of overshooting that outer zone 1. Talking to his teammate right there. They got 4 minutes and 45 seconds roughly. No subtitles right now. We'll see if Robbie can get some translating. It's kind of hard to hear what's going on.
yeah, so I think the case here is I think his right rear rim is broke. So they wanted to change the rear tire and it happened from the collision. So we're going to go ahead and give them the option of changing the tire. Now the other driver, Mizutani, is going to be changing their tire as well. Or we're giving them the option if they want to change the tire too to keep it fair. So safety first right there. They want to check underneath the car too. So they have to put the jack stand underneath the car. And
we're going to check the replay of what happened here. Right there, Kusaba initiating at the 3-cone early on, not able to scrub some of the speed and overshooting that outer zone 1, and there's that contact that he made.
Yeah, so Kusaba goes into the wall, breaks the rim. They're checking the vehicle out, so they're changing the rear tires. Mizutani does a complete run, but he's okay with running on those scrubs. right here, it looks like they checked underneath of the vehicle to make sure that there's no damage. Since they do have the competition timeout, they have 3 minutes left. So that straight translation is 3 minutes left.
Robbie's Japanese lessons for the day.
Yeah.
He says rear is okay.
No, I thought you said air.
No.
He said rear?
I think he said rear.
Oh, okay, you're a better Japanese than I am.
No, I'm definitely not.
Daijoubu means it's all right. It's okay. I mean,
you didn't translate that. Sagemasu.
Sagemasu means lowering it.
But yeah, this is it. This is the last battle for top 32. This is going to end it. Top 16 is going to happen later on this afternoon. We're going to do the opening ceremonies, and we're going to roll right into it to see who's going to be the winner out here for round 5, second to the last round of the series for the 2023 G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan. They got a few minutes, so they're checking everything. So Kusaba made contact with the wall after outer zone 1, overshot it, came in a little too hot. That was on his lead run. He's got one more half of the run. He's going to be in the chase this time, going against Daichi Mizutani. All right, looks like his car is squared away. Getting back out there to get this second half of the battle down. And you know, anything can happen. Earlier on the left side of the bracket, we saw Komatsu going against Ming Ming. Ming Ming had the advantage. Komatsu spun out, and unfortunately, Ming Ming came out and he had car issues and couldn't get a solid lead run in, so they had a one more time battle. Anything can happen. We've seen it all today. So we're going to see how Kusaba is going to do in the chase while you have Daichi Mizutani in the lead. Tech guy making sure all body panels are good to go. He's got that duct tape on standby.
So Kusaba driving back to the start line, and Mizutani is waiting at the burnout box. They are both going to scrub their tires, warm up their tires, and make their second run of their top 32 battle. The second half, I would have to say.
All right, here he is, going to scrub his tires. We'll get this second half of the battle on the road. But yeah, thank you all out there for tuning in with us, sticking around through this long top 32 battle. We've seen a lot of one more times today. It's moved along, and yes, I'd like to say a shout out to my wife and family out in Texas, San Antonio. Appreciate y'all watching.
Shout out to Kenny's wife and kids. Sean says the same, and also shout out to my wife too. Probably not watching, but maybe she's watching. No, but for those of you who stuck around to the end of the top 32, thank you very much. We're almost coming to an end to the top 32, but don't forget we're going to be back for the top 16 as well. So we're going to take a probably short break in between that. I'll give you the times in a minute as soon as I find out. But until then, let's go ahead and enjoy this last battle of the top 32 in the second half of the last battle that we have. Now, Kusaba going in a little too hot into the wall. Had to do a tire change because his rear wheel was broke, and Mizutani had an option to change his tires, but he didn't. Just waited, and he is in an advantage right now. So all he has to do is pretty much put down a solid run.
Exactly, like you said, an advantage, but it can't get to his head. He's got to still throw down a solid lead run here because Kusaba's going to be on an aggressive chase because he has to make up for his huge mistake. All right, here they are right there. You can see Kusaba aggressive early on, coming around to this outer zone 1. Mizutani filling that zone, filling outer zone 2 here in the lead, bringing it back around into this outer zone 3 here. Nice job, but Kusaba beautiful in that chase. but I don't know if it's going to be enough to overturn what already happened in his lead.
That was a good chase by Kusaba, but also Mizutani in the lead position. He was pretty tight on a lot of the outside zone. Outside zone 2 looks pretty tight right here from the beginning of outside zone 3. He's right on the line. Does a good job here and fills outside zone 4 fairly well. So it looks like a good lead run and obviously a great chase by Kusaba, trying to keep the proximity, doing everything in his power that he can to keep it close, to pressure Mizutani. But I don't think that's going to be good enough for the mistake Kusaba made in his lead position.
Yeah, that's very, very unfortunate to see a nice chase like that whenever he's already kind of down in the run right there. So there we are. Imamura is going to go right. Ishida's going right, and there you are right there, filling the last spot, moving in on the top 16 is going to be Daichi Mizutani in the S15.
Congratulations to Mizutani. Moving on to the top 16, beating Kusaba. And Kusaba, unfortunate, coming in a little too hot, knocks himself out in the lead position. So now right here at the round 5 Gransnow Okuibuki, Formula Drift Japan, we have the top 16 drivers lined up. First, it's going to be Kohashi versus Masuyama. Second battle is going to be Yamanaka versus Ming Ming. Third battle is going to be Imamaida versus Matsuyama. Fourth battle is going to be Kushi versus Fausto. Now on the right side of the bracket, it's going to be Minoa versus Widet. Tanaka versus Yamasha. Takahashi versus Tamagawa. And Kanta versus Mizutani. So it's going to be a pretty exciting one to watch. So make sure you are back here watching the live stream because we're going to be taking a short break. Right now the time is 11 o'clock, 11:06 here in Japan. And we will probably be back starting the opening ceremony at 12:40 Japan time. So make sure you don't miss it.
And then Pacific Standard Time, it's 8:40. You can see it right there in the chat. If you missed out, top 32 bracket's still there on the link. You can check out the looks of it, who's matched up to who. But yeah, that was a long top 32. And look at that beautiful establishment that we're in right now. Gransnow Okuibuki in the middle of the mountains. Beautiful weather out. We can't complain.
Yeah, this is great. I mean,
we've been blessed all year so far.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's keep it going because we have one more round after this one, but we do have this afternoon too. So I'm knocking on wood, everything to go well today. And top 16 ceremony, once again, it's going to be from 12:40 Japan time. Currently, it is 11:07, and that's about an hour and 30 minutes away. So go get something to eat, take some sleep, or get some sleep. I don't know, get a drink, get a couple of beers, whatever you got to do in between. We'll be back in about an hour and a half, so you can enjoy more drifting here. So thank you for joining us here at Gransnow Okuibuki, round 5 at Formula Drift Japan. We're going to be right back with the top 16, and yeah, we'll see you back here. And thank you for joining us.
Exactly. If you're in the area, come check us out. We still got a whole big competition going on of top 16 opening scenarios. You got FMX out here, you got food vendors out here, and you got the sponsors out here. So come check them out if you're in the area, or if you're tuning in and you're already here in the area, go check them out. But yeah, we're probably gonna go get something to eat real quick, but we'll be back on the mic in about an hour and a half. So come check us out. Tune back in with us.
Peace.
革新のカーボンベゼル Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
究極の静かさと安全性。オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性。世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである。高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
バリのタイヤ。
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
Made in Japan. Breed.
At a brand new bend unit all the way through, just throws a early transition.
In a world of extremes, this is where they're refined. The real deal. Cusco.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮。チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ。小倉レーシングクラッチ。ORC